Who do you worry about the most in terms of like competition? Do you have do you feel you have direct competitors you worry about? You worry about Ticketmaster? You worry about
you know, the music market is challenging because of the dynamics of the space, long contracts, upfront payments.
Is that a big percentage of your revenues right now? Music?
It's not. It's a very small part. So we are. But
you see it eventually as being a big part.
You know, everything when we think about ticketing, and I know when we're in New York, but I have to use a San Francisco analogy. We think about, you know, a week in San Francisco of what are all the things you would do. And yes, it's going to a Giants game or going to a Lady Gaga concert, but it's also a tour on the Bay. It's going to San Francisco MoMA. It's going to a small show at a club. It's attending a wine tasting event. So it's a broad range. And if we want to have all that inventory, all those great experiences to do, that certainly includes the music space. That's, you know, it's a broken space. And we're looking to solve it by producing a great product and helping people sell more. But the reality is that there's, you know, contracts and other factors at play that make it a little more challenging
so like
to get into.
Album child vertical.
So the artists will have these sort of existing contracts where they have agreed to do all their ticketing or something through Ticketmaster.
It tends not to be with artists. It tends to be with venues or promoters.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I think that there's always a little bit of friction when you're trying to democratize an industry. You know, I think that there's traditional ways of doing ticketing, especially in music and live entertainment, where it requires contracts, it requires exorbitant fees, and that's just not what we stand for. We want users to use our service because they love us, not because they're locked into a contract. And we're not going to, you know, inflate fees so that everybody can have a piece of that pie and not sort of take responsibility for it. As far as the landscape of competitors, it's a very fragmented market. The long tail is extremely fragmented. It's made up of sort of older companies that have been around much longer than us and, you know, small scrappy startups. But we don't have one particular player that we always butt up against. It's sort of just an array of different types of ticketing solutions. I'd say that Eventbrite is doing a good job of dominating in the long tail, but we certainly can't look over our shoulders or slow down because we're constantly coming up against new challenges. So
we've been fortunate. It's you know, it's not like social networking 3 years ago where there was Bebo and MySpace and Tagged and High Five and Facebook and so on. You know, but you always have execution issues and a lot of work and challenges ahead of us. But I mean, the bottom line is that if you look at our pricing's roughly, if you compare it to the average Ticketmaster fee, it's 1/3 of the Ticketmaster.
So what's your percentage you take? Or?
We don't publish that.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of an average. And then in terms of gross profit per ticket, though, they're roughly equivalent. So we're selling our tickets at 1/3 the price and making an equal amount of profit. And we think over time that despite all the friction of entering the music market, you know, it's an inevitable fact that we'll move upstream. And move into
you don't
that
publish
space.
the percentage. If I go on right now and create a ticket for $20, there'll be a percentage.
Sorry, there's an average. Our fees are 2.5% plus 99 cents.
So you don't publish what you
we don't publish our average across all.
Okay. I got it.